What is good, YouTube? It is Manny back with another YouTube tutorial. Today we're going to be breaking down a Bryson TILLER / Summer Walker type sample. I'm going to be showing you guys how I made it, and then we're going to cook up a beat with it afterwards. So let's get straight into it. Y'all heard the preview and the intro, so we'll just get straight into it with the first sound. All right, so first up, we've got this pad that I found from Analog Labs. So I'll solo it out and play it for you, and then we'll go a little bit more in depth into the chord theory. So this is what it sounds like with all the effects. Very nice. Very nice. As you can tell, it's very ambient. So the kind of sound, if I take all the effects off it, this is the kind of what it sounded like dry. So you need to find a sound that's not too faint, but you don't want like a really dry sound. Just something really kind of ambient and light when you're going for these types of melodies. Okay, so I made the entire sample at 80 BPM in the key of C minor. So the chords here, we've got a 5, 6, 1. So the way to see, the way to know that it's a 5, 6, 1 is if here is C, we're in the key of C minor, so C is the 1. That's 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5, 6, and then we're going to the 1. And that just repeats over twice here. At the end, just to tie it back into the 5, we do a 3, 4. Am I correct? Yeah, 3, 4, and then back to the 5. So when you are making these melodies, you're doing your chords and everything, it's really handy. Get a scale up so you can see what you're doing. But it's really handy. Say you've got, say, 3 chords here that sound nice. Super simple way to make a sort of a full chord progression with it is repeat it over twice, and then do something that's going to either lead up into the next chord or it's going to lead down into the next chord. And that'll give you like that nice transition between parts. So this is another pad from Analog Lab. I'll play it for you dry, and then I'll play it for you with the effects and let you see sort of what's going on with that one. So it's legit just playing the exact same notes. There's nothing crazy about it. But it's pretty much the only thing I've done with that is it only comes in the chorus, and it only comes in on the first part of the verse. And that is just because I cut the vocal loop out there, and otherwise it'll just feel a little bit too empty, I think. But yeah, it's just to kind of accent that main sound. So like when you play them together, it sounds like this. Sounds way fuller, way better, way nicer. The next sound I've got in here, I went through, I added a bass once again from Analog Lab. So I just followed the bass notes, 5, 6, 1, 5, 6, 1, 3, 4. And just for the chorus, this is the chorus bit we're on right now. I just added in a couple slide notes. So it just sounds like this. Just nice and simple. In the verse, I went through with the bass and just made it a lot simpler. It just follows the notes. Doesn't do anything crazy. Next thing I went and did, because we sort of had the foundation of the whole beat with these 2 chords and the bass, I just went and added a vocal loop here, which is like, it's pretty much the main aspect of the beat. The vocals kind of carry the whole thing, and a lot of the time when you're doing these kind of melodic R&B beats, a lot of the time you do use vocals to carry it. So pretty much get a Splice subscription if you don't have one. This is the vocal by itself with no effects. Very, very, very harsh. So pretty much after the effects, this is just simple. I just drag and drop this in and then just add the effects. With the effects, it just tames it out a little bit, and I'll go through them at the end. But for now, this is just what it sounds like with them. Super, super nice. It just tames it, makes it actually makes it fucking bearable to listen to be honest with you. Then next up, that was my whole beat in my head. That's all I needed. I didn't need any more melodic elements. I knew I could swap certain pieces in and out here and there just to make it sound full and still have progression in it. So for the chorus, I've got this accent that comes in here, which just sounds like this. It's just ambient, nice. It's nothing too crazy, you know, like it's just accents. It is what the name says. It accents the whole beat. It's very nice. I then went and added your casual textures and that kind of stuff. So these are the two textures that I have. I'll play them both together because apparently I don't know how to fucking record a YouTube video. Yeah, so this one is just ear. It's just like ear. And this one here is like chimes that appear in the background. Super, super subtle. I only play the chime section of it when you're sort of moving over to a like a new section of the beat. So it plays at the chorus, plays at the start of the verse, then chorus, start of the verse, chorus, bridge, that kind of thing. Then I went and added a percussion loop from Producer Grind. Shout out Producer Grind. They're the shit. They've got amazing kits. Go check them out. I also added what I'll show you as well is this snare sound. I found the snare on Splice like ages ago, and since I found it, I just added as a texture into every single R&B/trap beat that I make. So this is what that sounds like. So it's actually it's just nice. I have no effects on this, by the way. That's completely dry. It just gives it that R&B feel, you know? Without it, it'd be fine without it, but it's just so much better with it. Okay, so after all of that, the beat the sample was done. So pretty much I arranged it out. So we've just got an intro, 8 bars for the chorus, that as we're at 80 BPM. And then I have a 12-bar verse, 8-bar chorus, 12-bar verse, 8-bar chorus, and then this is just a bridge into another chorus, and then an outro. So I will take you guys through what I did for mixing of this loop, and yeah, let's do it. Okay, so first things first, for the main pad, just got a bandpass on there, just taking out unnecessary frequencies. So it's honestly only doing a tiny bit. But I don't know why, I just prefer to do band passes. They're quite nice. Once again, if you've seen my other tutorials, get on the good Hertz fucking shit, dude. These plugins, the whole good Hertz bundle are just crazy. So use this trim control. Pretty much if you turn it all the way up, it sounds like this. But I just turn it down to 25% mix. It's a lot more subtle, but still gives it movement. I added this chorus June 6 on the deep chorus preset, a meta flanger with the classic phaser preset. Okay, so next up, I just added this meta flanger stereo. I just put it on the classic phaser. It's literally just a phaser. Nothing too crazy on it. Added a pancake at about 25% mix, and I added a reverb at about 40%, 0.8 ms pre-delay, and then 1.6 second delay. Just cut out some of that low. After I got done with that, I literally copy and pasted the effects from the first pad over to the second pad, and then just came here and just adjusted the EQ. So they literally got the exact same effects, except I just turned the pancake up by 5% just to add a little bit more movement. Didn't need to add anything on the bass, but I will do some editing on the bass when I get into my beat project. Next up, we have the vocals. Vocals, I put a Soothe 2 on the vocal harshness ultra preset. It's at 7. It's at a depth of 7, so that just means it's doing quite a lot. Highly recommend you to get Soothe if you do not already have it. It is honestly crazy. It's an amazing plugin. You can chuck this thing on everything and it'll just make it better. Chucked in Pro Q3, cutting out some frequencies here. I added a chorus with the deep chorus, meta flanger again with the classic phaser preset, Pancake 2 on about 40% mix, and a Valhalla on about 40%. It's the exact same reverb settings as the pads. Next up, this here, it's going to say that it is Analog Lab. It's not. This is the accent. So for the accent, I have the exact same mixing chain. Moral of the story, everyone, you don't need to do anything too crazy. I'm just copy and pasting effects and then editing them to be how I want them. So yeah, just a Pro Q, trem control, chorus, flanger, and a Pancake 2 on 50% mix. So pretty much all I'm trying to do with changing the mix on these is have them not all doing the same thing. I want them to overlap. So like this one's came over here, I want that one to go slightly more over there, that kind of thing. Next up, I just had the textures and everything, and for them, I have literally nothing added on there. I just plain textures and perk loop. Just turn the volume down, you'll be good to go. Okay, so the last thing I did was I added 3 sound shifters on the master, pitching it down 7, so we've gone from C to F minor, and then pitched it up 12 semitones, and then pitched it back down 12 semitones. And all that kind of does is take away some frequencies, makes it sound a little bit more used, that kind of thing. So that's the entire loop. That's everything broken down. I will go ahead and we'll cook up. All right, so we are back in FL Studio. I exported all the stems, I've dragged them into the project, and just before I even get started on drums, I've actually taken the bass line, exported it as a MIDI, and moved it in just so I can use the actual bass, because I feel like it's a little better quality than when I render it out. And I've got a wee bit more control over it if I want to edit it, etc. So I've dragged all the MIDI in for the bass, and I've also, even just before I start, I've added a couple master effects to the loop, and I've added a low pass filter that cuts off at certain parts. So it cuts off here at the start of the beat, cuts off here at the start of the bridge, and then it goes from off to on at the outro. So it kind of fades out with that low pass. I'll show you the master effects very quickly. Pretty much got all my stems, routed them to like a melody channel. I just added a Pro Q, cutting out everything below 80 hertz. I've added a meta filter, so that's the low pass filter that I've automated. I highly recommend the meta filter, etc. I believe that's from Waves. If you get one of the Waves bundles, you'll get access to this, and it's crazy. I highly recommend. I've got a whole bunch of different stuff. And I added a Kramer tape stereo on the mastering clean and open preset as usual. Now let's get into the cook up. right, that is it for this video, guys. I'll play the finished beat for you in the outro. But if you guys did like this video, make sure you like and subscribe down below. Big shout out to whoever watched my last video. We got 5 subs from that one video. I appreciate y'all. I'm just starting out, man, and you know, we're small, we're growing. Join the subscribers, man. I'll greatly appreciate it for more content like this. And yeah, if you've got any content ideas, some things you want to see, mixing tutorials, anything like that, let me know. I can do videos on those. But yeah, let's play that finished beat.